Shalom everyone, I'm Uncle Moshe. Next comes Taped with Rabbi Doug.
We're gonna see Rabbi Doug. We're gonna see Rabbi Doug. We're gonna see Rabbi Doug on your TV tonight.
But Daddy, I want to watch Monday Night Football.
Forget about Monday Night Football. There's no other thing we're gonna watch on Monday but Rabbi Doug. Yeah, Rabbi Doug on TV tonight. We're gonna see Rabbi Doug. Oh, everybody talk about Doug. We're gonna see Rabbi Doug. We're gonna see Rabbi Doug. We're gonna see Rabbi Doug on your TV tonight.
But Daddy, I want to watch Monday Night Football.
Forget about Monday Night Football. There's no other thing we're gonna watch on Monday but Rabbi Doug. Yeah, Rabbi Doug on TV tonight. We're gonna see Rabbi Doug. Oh, everybody talk about Doug.
Shalom and welcome to Taped with Rabbi Doug. We're here at Bnei Reuven's fundraiser Melava Malka for the Bnei Reuven Mikva, the ritual bath which is used by the community. And today we have here with us a number of entertainers. With us tonight are going to be Abraham Feeder and Daniel Feeder, cello players. We have comedian Richard Morris, who's been on Late Night with David Letterman. He was also a writer for that show. He's been on Evening at the Improv, along with appearances in many top comedy clubs. So we hope you'll join us and enjoy yourselves here on Taped with Rabbi Doug.
It is customary to relate a Hasidic story on Motzei Shabbos, the conclusion of Shabbos. It was a few hundred years ago, in a remote part of Israel, lived a simple Jew. He was a simple, sincere farmer. The daily prayers he was able to do with no difficulty. However, for the holidays, he would travel to the nearby city for help. The rabbi would put bookmarks in his prayer, making it easy for him to follow the prayer services. This system worked well until one day, upon arriving in the city before the upcoming holiday, he noticed the streets were empty. He went to the synagogue and saw everyone gathered in the shul engrossed in prayer. He cried at the rabbi, "Why didn't you tell me today was a holiday so I can pray too?" The rabbi reassured him and explained, "Today isn't a holiday. Everyone is praying because there is a drought and we need rain." The simple farmer was confused. Is this the way you ask for rain? "What do you do when you need rain?" asked the rabbi. He says, "When I need rain, I take a few buckets and I say, God, we are your children and you are our father. A father has an obligation to feed his children. We need rain. Please give us rain and help your children." The rabbi said, "Go ahead and do so." Sure enough, the sincere method brought down a torrent of rain and the city was saved. One might ask, which approach is better? The conventional way of prayer and fasting, or the second method, gathering buckets to bring down rain? Of course, it's neither. It's not so much how much is done, it is the way it's done. The bottom line is sincerity. It was the sincerity of the simple farmer in the story that made him a blessing to receive the heavenly blessings of rain. There are many people here tonight who have given up their time and energy, as well as their financial support, for the benefit of the mikveh as well as the shul, many anonymously. May their sincere devotion be a true vessel to draw down and receive all of God's blessings upon them.
Hi, I'm Jeff Mustard, president of King David Bikers, and you're watching Taped with Rabbi Doug.
Please welcome Richard Morris.
Don't stop the applause just because I came up there. And I am the one who will fix the microphone. Now, can we make it a little louder so that everyone can hear me? It's plenty loud? All right? Too loud? Well, what we'll do is, you can't leave now, Rabbi. What I'll do is, as I'm talking, we'll get accustomed to it, and I'll see if it's too loud, I'll move back a little, and if it's too low, I'll move. The important thing is that we're here, and first thing I want to say is thank you very much for having me here. I came from New York, that's where I live, and is that because I made it out alive? And I haven't been in Chicago in a while, and I'm very happy to be here. We'll have some fun tonight. This looks like a great crowd. First thing we have to do is show our appreciation for this wonderful banquet, and to Rabbi Hertz and Mrs. Hertz. And when I say show our appreciation, I don't mean, oh, very nice, this is very nice. No. It's a Saturday night, and we're having fun. Okay, now you're handling the sound. You're all set? You got a good job. First thing I want to do, I want to tell you a couple of jokes. Is that okay? Just a couple. I like to start off with a couple of good jokes that everybody will probably understand. The first joke I want to tell is a joke that I heard when I was a little boy growing up. I used to watch television all the time, unfortunately, and I used to watch an entertainer called Danny Thomas. Now everybody's heard of Danny Thomas and his daughter, and he used to tell a joke all the time that I'm sure he stole from Jewish comedians. And I'm going to steal it back from him and tell it, and it's a joke that I heard all through my childhood, and I'll never forget it. There are two Jewish men in Russia. He didn't tell it like this. Two Jewish men in Russia, they hardly speak any English. It's a long, long time ago, turn of the century. And one of them is coming to America for the first time. And they hardly speak any English whatsoever. The one who's coming to America doesn't speak any English. And his friend says to him, you know, you're coming to America. The only thing you have to know, when you come to New York, America, all you have to know to get along is apple pie and coffee. That's all you need to know. Nothing else. You don't need to know nothing. Apple pie and coffee. Practicing for a week. Apple pie and coffee. This is his friend practicing. Apple pie and coffee. Apple pie and coffee. Finally, he's ready to go to America. Goes to America. First day in New York in America. He goes into a restaurant. Sits down at the table, waiter comes over to him and says, what's it going to be? Apple pie and coffee. Waiter brings him a delicious apple pie and coffee. Goes away, comes back the next day, sits down at the same restaurant, same table. The waiter comes over to him, what's it going to be? Apple pie and coffee. He does this for a week. Finally, he goes back to where he's staying, and he says to his host, he says, you know something? I'm getting a little tired of apple pie and coffee. I'd like to get something else. He goes, don't worry. This time you go in, all you have to know is a cheese sandwich. He goes, a cheese sandwich. So he's practicing for another few days. A cheese sandwich. A cheese sandwich. Finally, he goes back to the same restaurant, sits in the same chair. Same waiter comes over to him and says, what's it going to be? A cheese sandwich. Will that be on white or rye? Apple pie and coffee. Two Jews are talking to each other. One says to the other one, Mr. Abramowitz, I heard your factory had a fire last week. He goes, shh, next week. Happy Hanukkah, everybody. Can you believe Hanukkah is in a week? I cannot believe it. Happy Hanukkah. So wish me a happy Hanukkah. I don't know why we pronounce Hanukkah, and the non-Jews pronounce their holiday Christmas. I mean, they're both CH. Shouldn't it be Christmas? It should be Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year. New Year is coming. the secular New Year, December 31st. Of course, we have our New Year, of course, in September, Rosh Hashanah. Pretty much the same. Secular New Year in New York, we go down to Times Square, wait for the ball to drop. Rosh Hashanah, we go to shul, wait for the cantor to drop. Pretty much the same holidays. And he's down! Happy New Year! Every Hanukkah, I go to a grocery store around my neighborhood called Key Food. I don't know if any of you know New York. Key Food? It's a kosher supermarket. As a matter of fact, I think Key Food in Hebrew means kosher supermarket. I'm not sure. I don't speak Hebrew very well, but I think it's not Key Food, it's food. Kefed. I think Kefed means kosher supermarket. So I go in there every Hanukkah, and I always talk to the stock clerk. I say to the stock clerk, excuse me, can you tell me where the Hanukkah candles are? He goes, the Heineken cans? I go, yeah, the Heineken cans, yeah. It's an ancient Jewish tradition. It goes back about 2,000 years. You know, when the Maccabees were fighting the Greeks, they fought real hard, and it was a tough war. And they came back to the temple, and after a tough war, you want to relax. And they looked in the corner, and don't you know, they found one Heineken. It was ice cold, opened it up, it was fizzy. They each took a swig, passed it down the line, put it down, went away, came back the next night, that same Heineken was just as cold, just as fizzy. Each one took a swig. They did that for 8 nights. He's standing there going, I said, that's why nowadays, on the first night of Hanukkah, we drink 1 Heineken. The second night of Hanukkah, we drink 2 Heinekens. And then we just keep drinking beer all week till the 8th night. We usually send Grandma down here for a case of beer. Has she been here? He goes, I don't know too much about the Jewish religion, but that's all right. Like beer. I think I'm Jewish already, come to think of it. I grew up in a place called the Bronx. From the Bronx? What apartment? I grew up on 180th Street in the Concourse, Burnside in the Concourse.
Lay Avenue, 174.
This is 5 blocks away, yes? No matter where you go to China, somebody's going to go, hold up road, that's me. Magic, wasn't it? Magic. The Bronx. Magic. My parents spoke Yiddish in the Bronx. They spoke Yiddish when they didn't want my brother and I to understand what they were talking about. To be quite honest, when they spoke English, I didn't know what they were talking about. No matter what they said. My parents spoke a broken Yiddish. Maybe your grandparents speak like, it's a broken Yiddish. It's a little Yiddish and a little English. Mostly Yiddish with a little English. So I could understand the English. I couldn't understand the Yiddish, but you could understand everything they're saying because they had a little English in there. My mother would say, ich weiß, the lady with the Maxwell house, coffee! What? We're having coffee. This I understood. Ich weiß, the Schwell, with the Buick. We're going somewhere for coffee. I speak Yiddish. What else do you have to know? We had 2 bedrooms in the Bronx, 4 rooms. We had 2 air conditioners. I never saw one of these air conditioners go on. Never. It's 110 degrees outside. They would not put an air conditioner on. Ma, it's 100 degrees outside. Put the air conditioner on. I'm fine. You're not fine. It's 100 degrees outside. I feel fine. You're not fine. You're sweating. There's sweat dripping down your face. So, open the window. You can't open the window! Fire will come in! Put the air conditioner on! They're having babies at table number 6. This is unbelievable. What a banquet! They're actually having children over there. How long have these people been sitting here? You'll come Tuesday, it'll end Saturday night, you'll be okay. They're having children over there! Name him after me, please! But she's going out like she thought the baby would enjoy the show. She's saying about, look, the baby's 2 months old, I'll bring him. He won't understand everything, but he'll enjoy himself. My mother, when I was growing up, my parents came from Europe a long time ago. And they wanted to keep up with everybody in the Bronx. They wanted to make sure that they were keeping up with everybody. And the way that a Jewish woman, when I was growing up, kept up with everybody was to buy an electric knife. You'll have to explain to me what this status symbol is to have an electric knife. We had 12 steak knives in that kitchen, sharp as razors. What my mother needed an electric knife for is beyond me. But she had to have an electric knife to keep up with everybody. That's all they talked about. You got an electric knife? Sure. What? Got 2 air conditioners too? Sure. And with my mother's electric knife, you'd always know when dinner was ready. Because my mother would be standing at the kitchen with the knife on low. That would be the dinner call. We knew dinner was ready. We hear the... I'm in the bedroom, it's dinner, because the knife is on. I'd come in and my mother would have like a big roast on the table. Now you would think, with an electric knife, the beauty of an electric knife, all you have to do is... right? And you cut through the meat. Just hold it. That's why you buy it. Now, my mother would have the electric knife with the meat, and you go... She'd cut meat and plate and table. Everything would go. Ma, you don't need that motion. Come on, I know what I'm doing. Consequently, my mother could buy the cheapest cuts of meat. She had the buzzsaw in her hand. One night we ate boots. I'm telling you, she had the knife. Those are boots. Okay, cuts knife. Tomorrow night we'll have panda. It's good. I got the knife. And my mother would never cut the knife, put the knife off. She'd never shut it off. She'd just keep it on the whole meal. The whole meal. My mother would eat with her left hand, and she would have the buzzsaw in her right hand, in case something needed cutting. So she cut everything with the electric knife. She had it in her hand. Tomatoes. Mom, you're going to hurt someone. It's a tomato. It's a soft item. You don't need a buzzsaw for a tomato. Please, put the knife down. Margarine. Take it easy. You're going to kill somebody with the knife. Put the knife down, please. For dessert, we'd have a Cello mold. She put goggles on. Cherry Cello shavings all over the ceiling and the window. Neighbors are calling in. Mrs. Morris, leave those kids alone. What are you doing? She's killing the kids in there. And another child is born over here. What a wonderful crowd. I believe that was a girl, and this one's a boy. Excellent. We used to complain about everything in the Bronx. I don't know if you complain here in Chicago, but Jewish people seem to complain a little bit more than everybody. We used to complain about things in the Bronx. It was like a sport with us. I don't want to. What do you need to go in there? What do you need? What the hell do you need? What would you buy that for? Well, you don't need it. It's like a constant drone, like all day long. What do you need? Well, you got a raise? What do you need to raise? More money? Well, it's just going to be heartache. What do you need? Who needs a raise? Tell the boss to go to hell with the raise. What do you need more money? Problems that'll be with the raise. Car, paint job. I don't want to constantly. And the two things that Jews seem to complain about the most, whether it's New York or anywhere, weather and traffic. We don't like any kind of weather. that's going on. I don't know what it's with the Jewish people. We do great on the moon. Because there's no atmosphere, there's no weather, we do great up there. This I like. It never does anything. I like it here. But we can't do anything. But I don't want to go outside. There's a possibility it might rain. Doesn't even have to be raining. If they see on the news, it says a 50% chance. That's enough to keep me in the house forever. I will not go out. There's a chance that it might rain. It's partly cloudy. I'm not going anywhere. And besides, the traffic is bumper to bumper. That's all I heard when I'm growing up. The traffic is bumper to bumper. It's bumper to bumper. They're parked. It's bumper to bumper out there. And in the summertime, you'd think they'd want to go out in the summertime. Come on, it's so beautiful out. I can't go out. It's so hot. I can't go out. I can't go out in the heat. I don't like the heat so much. I'll stay in the house. It's too hot outside. So put the air conditioner on. I'm fine. So go outside. It's so hot out there. I can't go out. But the traffic, too. It's bumper to bumper out there. I can't go out. I'll sit in the house. I don't want to. You know who deals well with disasters? WASPs. White Anglo-Saxon Protestants deal real well with disasters. You tell a WASP some disaster. 1,000 people just died in a flood. Really? We'll carry on somehow. You tell a Jew some disaster. We're out of stamps. Out of stamps? Did you say we're out of stamps? I told you when you go to the post office, buy stamps. I would have, but it was so hot you couldn't go out. And besides, your raise was not that big. I got called for jury duty last week. Yeah, I have to go on jury duty. I have to be there at 9 o'clock in the morning. As far as I'm concerned, at 9 o'clock in the morning, everyone's guilty. You get me in a jury box before 2 in the afternoon, someone's going to do some time that day. I don't care what he did. 9:30? This guy's going to prison. I don't care what he did. I still have this O.J. Simpson situation on my mind, and I want to tell you my one opinion about O.J. Simpson. Just one opinion. I know it was a couple of years ago and we should forget about it, but I don't want us to forget about it. I want to tell you my opinion of this O.J. Simpson. You'll pardon me, but the only alibi that I will accept for O.J. Simpson not killing these 2 people, the only excuse I will accept for O.J. Simpson not killing these 2 people is because he was out killing someone else. It's as simple as that. I couldn't be here killing these 2 people, plus I was over here killing these 2 people. Simple as that. And I don't want to talk about it anymore. I have an opinion about Hillary Clinton. Not Bill Clinton. I don't have an opinion about him. It's not my business. He's the president, and I just don't have an opinion about it. But I have an opinion about Hillary. Doesn't she know a lawyer? Isn't she aware of her rights? Doesn't she own a phone? Can't she get her hands on a yellow pages? Call a divorce lawyer? What is she thinking? And I'm fascinated with the choice of schools for Chelsea Clinton. Stanford University. You can't get much further away from Bill Clinton than Stanford University. I mean, if Chelsea went to any further school out west, she'd drown. I think the next university over is in Japan. I got a paper cut the other day. Thank you. I went over to Mount Sinai Hospital in New York. Yeah, they got that Ben and Lillian Rosenthal paper cut pavilion over there. Oh yeah, that's one of the finest paper cut wings in the nation there. Don't you know that? They've got the best equipment. When Ben Rosenthal died of a paper cut, he swore nobody would suffer like he did. Donated millions for that wing. They've got the best equipment. Every time you get a paper cut, there's always a wise guy in the room. Somebody has a paper cut, he goes, oh, that's the worst type of cut. A paper cut, that's the worst. I would think a hatchet cut would be right up there alongside a paper cut. Fella, give me your money, I got a hatchet here. Oh yeah, I got some loose leaf paper. Put that paper down. What are you, crazy? Here, take the hatchet, play around, put the paper down. Back off, he's got paper in his hand. He's a maniac. Take it easy, you're going to hurt someone with that. Now they find a lot of foods cause cancer in rats. Good.
I'm Aaron Freeman, and you're watching Taped with Rabbi Doug.
I'm here with Daniel Fader. Daniel is the cello player who's going to be with us tonight. He's the winner of the Chicago Youth Symphony Orchestra competition and Society of American Musicians Prize winner. How long have you been playing the cello, actually?
Since I was 3 years old.
Since you were 3 years old. What gets a kid into playing cello? You hear kids wanting to pick up drums, pick up guitars. How do you get into the cello?
It was actually most of my parents did, but I've sort of grown into it, and it's become sort of my thing.
Very nice. And how long have you actually been playing cello? How old were you when you started?
3.
Really? How did you get into this competition? Did your school say, hey, you know, you're pretty good, you should try out for this? How do you get into these competitions?
I don't really actually do it through my school. I have a private teacher, but she, knows about the competition. She lets me know, when to do them and how to proceed from there.
Very nice. And are you playing any other instruments besides cello, or is this really it?
I play piano as well.
You do. Very nice. Well, I wish you a lot of success. We look forward to hearing some good music from you tonight, and you should win many more awards and become more famous.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks a lot.